Excerpts from the Book of Joseph, Part 2, Chapter 8, Little Miracles in Egypt. It is believed that the Holy Family did not just settle at the first town or city they encountered in Egypt, but were constantly on the move to find a suitable place of safety. The angel did not tell Joseph how long they would have to stay in exile, so until hearing again from the messenger, they would travel throughout Egypt. Tradition states that they stayed in Egypt for 7 years before returning to their homeland and settling in Nazareth. Per Eastern tradition, Theophilus, who was the Coptic Patriarch of Alexandria from AD 385 to 412, had a vision in which he was shown the Holy Family's escape route and the many places in Egypt at which they rested. He states that Joseph and his family fled to Gaza and then to El Zanariq, which is about 38 kilometers west of El Arish. After weeks of further travel, the Holy Family made plenty of rest stops. Among them was Mataria, where a miracle was performed by the Divine Infant. In Mataria, a tree still stands to this day, still regularly visited, called Mary's Tree, for the family is believed to have rested in its shade. Here the infant Jesus caused water to flow from a spring, from which he drank and blessed, and in which the Virgin washed his clothes. She poured the washing water onto the ground, and from that spot, the fragrant balsam plant blossomed. Besides the healing and pain-soothing properties of this balm, its essence is used in the preparation of the scents and perfumes of the holy chrism oil. In this next tradition, the Blessed Virgin Mary is exhausted and wishes to rest a while in the shade of a tree. When the Virgin Mary mentions that she is tired and would like to rest, Joseph pauses their journey and leads the family to the shade of a tree. And as Blessed Mary was sitting there, she looked up and saw the palm tree full of fruit and said to Joseph, "I wish it were possible to get some of the fruit of this palm." And Joseph said to her, "I wonder that you say this when you see how high the palm tree is, and that you think of eating its fruit. I am thinking more of the want of water because the skins are now empty, and we have none wherewith to refresh ourselves, and the donkey." Then the child Jesus, with a joyful countenance, said to the palm, "O tree, bend your branches and refresh my mother with your fruit." And immediately at these words the palm bent its top down to the very feet of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and they gathered its fruit, with which they were all refreshed. Then Jesus said to it, "Open from your roots a vein of water which has been hidden in the earth, and let the waters flow, so that we may be satisfied from you." And at its root there began to come forth a spring of water, exceedingly clear and cool and sparkling. And when they saw the spring of water, they rejoiced. Saint Joseph then led his family to Mount Quascon, which would be the most important and most meaningful stop for them in the land of Egypt, as it fulfilled another prophecy from the prophet Isaiah. There will be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar to the Lord near its border. It will become a sign and a witness to the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. Thus the Lord will make himself known to Egypt. From the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 19 to 21. At this place there now stands the Almarak Monastery. Within it the altar stone is said to be the bed upon which the young Jesus slept. This altar stone is believed to be the fulfillment of part of the Isaiah prophecy. As for the mentioned pillar, it is held to be the patriarchal see of the Apostolic Church in Egypt, believed to have been established by St. Mark in Alexandria, on Egypt's northern border.